Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today, as I go on another quick ramble about the state of our football club. And first and foremost, a massive credit to those of you that made the relatively short journey to Loftus Road today. I know in terms of distance, it's quite short, but it is Easter Friday and there were a lot of train cancellations on the major routes as well. So credit is due to those of you that went and spent your hard-earned money on this disgrace of a Watford team once again. There wasn't really a singular player out there who I felt put in 100% effort today. It felt half-hearted, and it also felt to me like a lot of the squad were either on the beach or looking further ahead to the World Cup in the summer and potential transfers away from the club. We went into this game thinking that we had a massive injury crisis. Ed still said on Thursday that only 11 senior players had trained. But actually, when I saw the team sheet, I was pleasantly surprised. There were certainly more senior players available in the starting 11 and on the bench than I initially thought. And the midfield specifically was something that excited me greatly before kickoff. The three of Imran Louza, Eduardo Bove and Pierre Ekwa on paper should be one of the stronger central midfield threes in the championship. But we really saw none of that today. Yes, Imran Louza bagged a free kick towards the end, but that is a moment of individual quality. And I think that's the issue for Watford this season. We are a team of individuals. You look at Iran Kunda for Australia during the international break. He's shining on the world stage. He bags 2 goals. Kayembe qualifies for the World Cup with his country. Yet when all these players come back to Watford, they just don't gel. They do not gel as a collective and as a team. And that has been the story of our season. We are capable, and that team today is capable of securing a result. We saw it against Wrexham. But then we can draw to Leicester, we can draw to Sheffield Wednesday, and we can lose quite convincingly to QPR today. You don't know what you're going to get with this Watford team, and that is a major issue for us moving forward. There has to be, in my opinion, now a lot of reflection done by those at the top of our club. Yes, we all want pretty much Gino Pozzo and Scott Duxbury to leave. I'm fully with you on that. Do not worry. The reality is, unless Watford get promoted or receive a substantial offer that they can't refuse, we are going to be stuck with Gino Pozzo, Scott Duxbury and Juan-Luca Nani for the time being. So that is something, unfortunately, we have to accept as fans. My concern now going into the summer is more so for the future of Ed still. I'm starting to see the fan base turn on Ed. And whilst everyone is entitled to your own opinion, and I'm not going to take that away from you, I would like to urge caution over the pile-on of Ed still. He made mistakes today, for example, but I don't think it's the time to dig out yet another Watford head coach for the mistakes made by those above him. I personally would love Ed to be in charge next season. Regardless of what happens for the last few games here, I really want Ed to be in place during the summer and to have a pre-season with this squad of players. Unfortunately, again, I don't think that's going to happen. I've seen a few Watford fans already today on social media saying a change is needed. We can't have Ed here next season. My question to you would be, who comes in next? We've tried everything. We have tried absolutely every solution imaginable. We've tried the foreign experienced manager. We've tried one of our own, Tom Cleverley. We've tried an up-and-coming manager in Rob Edwards. We've brought in a disciplinarian in Vladimir Ivic and Paolo Pezzolano. None of these have worked, and I really like Ed. I think he articulates himself well, and he's actually got us a few decent results this season. Yes, the past 2 games haven't been good. I understand that, and there's some contributing factors as well when you look at the injured players we have. But I would urge patience with Ed. Please, 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 please. That is my advice to you on this Easter weekend. QPR, look, they thoroughly deserved to take all 3 points today. The final score was 2-1. In reality, that should have been 3, 4 or 5. I thought Richard Kone up front really showed up Luka Kiramgard and demonstrated what it takes to be a hold-up target man striker. He was excellent once again, and he's someone I wanted Watford to recruit in the summer. Harvey Vale on the right-hand side, superb. Direct running at our fullbacks. We couldn't deal with him, and he warranted probably a man of the match performance. And Paul Smith as well was a real standout player for QPR. Both goals were quite similar, really. Again, poor defending by Watford. Kevin Caben, you could argue, for the first, should have been much more physical. There was no real willpower from him at all to compete for the duel. I found the defending to be quite lazy at times, and I felt the whole back four actually were culpable of that, including Matty Pollock, it pains me to say. Saba Goglachitse, I'm not convinced by him at all. Why is he still wearing gloves in April, by the way? That is unacceptable for any footballer. Look, I'm not going to stone the game for too much longer. I've had my ramble today. The 2 goals we conceded speak for themselves from a defensive standpoint. We really struggled to deal with any balls into the box, whether that's from open play, long throws, corners, set piece situations, free kicks. We do struggle with that aspect of the game. It's like pinball at times. No one knows where the ball is. Look, what do I want for the weeks ahead? What do I want to see from this Watford side? I want them to demonstrate to me that they're not on the beach. I want, ideally, a couple more wins. That would be nice. We've got Charlton and Nathan Jones on Monday as well, and I despise that guy. So if Watford don't want to ruin my Easter anymore, not losing to Nathan Jones would be a start. So for me, I just want to see positive performances. I've spoken before about the need to look ahead further to next season as well. I really want Ed to stay, and I want him to experiment and give our more fringe players a chance now. Luka Kiramgard, I don't want to use him too much as an example today, but he's just not quite cutting it at the moment. Why not start Mamadou Doumbia or Vivaldo Semedo for a couple of games? Give them an opportunity to shine. The same can be said for Amin Nabazada and plenty of other players in the Watford squad. I want to experiment. Let's try some new formations. Let's try some new players, and hopefully look to find our core group for the 26-27 season and phase out those who no longer want to contribute and be at Watford. That is what I would look to do over the weeks and months ahead. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. I felt this was much needed. I'm glad I got this off my chest, and we'll be looking ahead very soon to Charlton Athletic at Vicarage Road on Easter Bank Holiday Monday. Looking forward to that as per usual, and I'll see you again very soon. Always got to end on a positive. Bye-bye.